Lady Gaga's getting me fired up here. Right here, shoulders. All right, Friday workout. Two of my favorite things: working out and the fact that it's Friday. And I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like it's been forever since I've trained shoulders and triceps. But I'm well now that I think about it, it might be because I think the last time I did shoulders and triceps, I threw it in on a Thursday. Yes, my memory is starting to flood back now. I threw it in on a Thursday, so it was chest, a little bit of shoulders, and then a little bit of triceps. So it wasn't a direct shoulder and tricep day. So maybe that's why it feels like it's been forever. I didn't kind of switch my routine up a little bit, but I do remember that week as well. I was feeling run down, and I just needed an extra rest day, so that's kind of why I did that. But and some of you may know, some of you may not. I am not the biggest proponent, not to say that you shouldn't, but for just bodybuilding purposes, I don't like shoulder pressing. Um, I don't want to say I don't like. I think there's plenty of other shoulder exercises that benefit more, again, toward the bodybuilding aspect of training. So, again, if you're a strongman, you're a powerlifter, you have more of an argument, especially strongman. I mean, that's all the pressing they do. So you have more of an argument to do it. But for bodybuilding, if you think about it, man, if you want that X frame and that V taper or Y taper, whatever you want to call it, you got to have broad shoulders. Well, or at least that illusion, small waist, broad shoulders. Even if you don't have broad shoulders, you can create that illusion. And some of the better exercises for that are a lot of side delt movements. Now, not to say that shoulder press doesn't. Again, it's kind of like that. I feel like it is almost a myth at this point. Kind of like how a lot of people think that upper chest, that incline bench, hits just upper chest. It doesn't hit just upper chest. It's just that angle on an incline. It hits more upper chest. But if you're training right and properly and you're squeezing your chest as hard as you can, you're gonna work the whole pec. It just might be a little more upper. Same thing with decline. You're gonna hit a little more lower. So this isn't just straight the front part of your shoulders. You're gonna hit some, especially side delts. Rear delts maybe not quite as much, but they're all working together. It's just certain exercises emphasize and isolate certain portions of some muscle groups. But it doesn't mean that you're not hitting the whole thing. So it's kind of a myth, I guess, or just a misconception that people have. But I feel like so yesterday, the reason I'm doing pressing today, I'm gonna try. I'll be honest, the warm ups it doesn't feel great, but that's because yesterday I was feeling something in my shoulders, and I've been very lucky. I know so many people that have shoulder problems and they can't press like they want to because of it. I've never had a shoulder injury or problem ever. Well, no, I mean technically this isn't even shoulder. I did have bicep tendonitis. That bicep tendon runs up, connects to your shoulder joint, and it was so inflamed it felt like it made my shoulder hurt, but it wasn't technically a shoulder problem. It was just bicep tendonitis and from overtraining. So technically, I've been very lucky. and I've never had any shoulder issues. Well, yesterday and then last night and then going into this workout, I'm having some shoulder discomfort that I've never had. Um, I was doing some, I don't even know what you call these arm circles to try to loosen up my shoulders, and they're popping a little bit. Um, and just felt off. I'll just say it like that. It felt not like it normally would. So we'll see how this goes. I'll be honest. The warm ups they don't feel the best, so I may have to abandon this, but I'm gonna try it. And I'm gonna go behind the head. My thinking is it's gonna kind of open me up. I think that I do so much pressing that it kind of starts to round my shoulders and kind of almost have me walk around like a fucking gorilla. You know. So if I can do some behind the head, I mean, you just look at that behind the head pressing. Look how much it opens me up. You know. Try to open up my shoulders, get them a little looser and not so tight, if that's what the problem is. Um, and normally I would go even a little heavier, go behind the head here, because this isn't actually a true 225. This bar is only 15, so take 30 pounds off. Would that be 195? Pretty heavy stuff still, especially for behind the head. So I'm gonna try it. So like, not only is this gonna be for the purpose of building my shoulders, also try to get them a little healthier, try to open them up, you know. And there's again another misconception. I'm already talking way too much, but another misconception is behind the head shoulder press is dangerous and unhealthy for your shoulders. One, any exercise can be dangerous. If you do it wrong with bad form, no control of the weight, you're going way too heavy. I mean, literally, even in a machine, to a lesser extent, but even in a machine, it could be dangerous. So any exercise can be fucking dangerous. Um, and I would make the argument if you do this right, and I may even have to kind of follow my own words here and go a little lighter if I have to. But if you do this right, don't go too heavy with your ego. This actually make your shoulders healthier. So, if you can get strong pressing like this, again, not with your ego, just build up slowly over time and lift what weight you know is okay, this is gonna work. It's not too much, but also not too little. But if you do that, it's actually gonna make your shoulders more fluid, more mobile, stronger. I mean, all the things that you want. So, anyways, I've talked way too much. I've probably lost whatever warm up I had. Let's try it. I'm gonna go pretty slow in these first couple reps because, like I said, it felt little uncomfortable. I want to make sure I can even do this. This might not make sense, but that was probably a little on the heavier side of what I consider light. Kind of like what I've been doing with all my other compound lifts, bench press and stuff like that. I want it to be heavy for the rep range I'm going for, 8 to 12. Um, but yeah, that was pretty good actually. I guess my shoulders, I did about 4 warm up sets, um, going really slow purposely because I felt that uncomfortableness in my shoulders. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it right, be, be smart and safe. If I have to, I'll do something else. But that actually felt better than all the warm ups, way better. So, and maybe again, there's an aspect of like In a warm up, I'm not fully attacking it like a real set, which you don't need to. But there is something about when you go to that first set or any set and you lock in, you can kind of get a little bit more of an edge, if that makes sense. And maybe that kind of helped me a little bit. Uh, so yeah, I'll do two more. Doing a little drop set. Shoulders are already just one set, already kind of pumped. Um, and then we'll see what happens after that. Well, I mean, obviously it'll be some triceps, but what it'll be exactly, I don't know. But yeah, all right, that's pretty good. Better than I thought, actually. So two more. All right, so far so good. I only got one more, so be careful. Do what I can. Make it intense while being safe. Should be good. And I mean, obviously, I'll throw in a drop set too, but yeah, one more. Lady Gaga's getting me fired up here. All right, that's what I was looking for. 10, 10, only 8 there. That means I'm working. I'm working hard. So let's go down to just 145 and finish this off with a nice high rep pump. At least theoretically, it could whoop my ass and only get like fucking 6 or something. But let's try it. One more. Oh yeah, you can't beat that. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh crap. Okay, I'm kind of on the fence. I kind of just want to do some cable tricep push downs with the V or the triangle. I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But then again, I kind of want to do some dumbbell skull crushers. So let me figure out exactly what I want to do, and then we'll do just that. But right now, can't really make up my mind. So when we figure it out. All right, so it's pretty obvious at this point. I settled for the cable press downs, tricep press downs, push downs. I don't know. Call them whatever the fuck you want, but that's what I'm doing. Uh, but it kind of occurred to me that again, it was not last week, but the week before when I bunched up chest, shoulders, and triceps all together. I did dumbbell skull crushers that day, so that was only 2 weeks ago. Not that it's a freaking rule or anything that you know I'm only allowed to do dumbbell skull crushers so much. But it is just a little easier on my elbows. So that's kind of what I think about. So here we are. This is what I'm gonna do, and I think I'm gonna again since I only do shoulders and triceps twice a month. Once every 2 weeks. You know, rather than just do 3 sets of triceps and be done. I'm gonna do three with this attachment right here. Obviously, pretty heavy. I'll probably still get 12 to 15, but a heavy 12 to 15. And by the third set, maybe even 10 or so. And then I'll switch this out for wherever it's at, a straight bar. Then I'll lighten it just a touch. I still want it to be challenging for around 12 to 15, but I'll lighten it just a touch, and then we'll do a couple straight bar, and then probably even a drop set of that. So if you want to count that as 6 sets, whatever. And then that'll be it for triceps. Um, and we'll throw in some more shoulders. But yeah, since I try to mirror again, and you don't have to. Really, what your main focus should be is to build up your weaknesses. Whatever your weakness is, for whatever kind of aspect of training you do, if you do powerlifting, bodybuilding, endurance training, whatever it is, the weaknesses should be at the forefront and the main focus. And if you can, as long as you recover optimally in time, your weaknesses should be bumped up to where you do it as much as you can. Obviously, more than what your strengths are. Um, so that's and I try to mirror that with my biceps and triceps. Uh, but again, not that I have to. But since the average of my biceps sets per week, because I hit biceps every week, unlike triceps, I only hit those once every 2 weeks. So monthly, I only do 3 or 4 sets of biceps a week, so about 12 to 15 sets of biceps per month. Well, since I only do this once every 2 weeks, if I do about 5 to 6 sets, it averages to about the same monthly. Again, that's not how you have to do it. Um, but the reason the volume is so low for biceps and triceps, I think is pretty obvious. They're my strongest attribute. So, I don't need as much time and energy focused on those 2 areas. So, the same with my shoulders. My shoulders are kind of, to a lesser extent, but they're probably my third best attribute. So, again, why try to hammer 30 sets per month or more, probably more actually, if I did it every week of shoulders when I don't really need it. Anyways, 12 to 15 here. Oh no. Oh, I gotta keep going. I've never lost that many plates on this. I guess I'm getting a little too confident in my placement here. Uh, and that kind of threw me off. I had no idea how many I did. But as soon as they fell off, I tried to slow it down even more, knowing it was going to be a little lighter. Hopefully, that's around 15, or if it was less, even better. It means I was pushing myself pretty good here. Luckily, there's nobody over there. It's just a 5 pound plate, but still, I don't want to be that guy, you know, take someone's toe out. Not that, not that I think a 5 pound plate would take someone's toe off, but I'd rather not even hit anybody at all. But anyways, I'll go get it, try to slide it back in there better, and then do 2 more. That felt good. My elbows actually feel pretty good today, to the point where I'm like, man, I kind of wish I would have done dumbbell skull crushers. It's all right. Maybe doing this with them feeling good. 2 weeks from now, when I do triceps again, they'll feel even better, and I can really fucking hammer some skull. I just lost my train of thought. Some skull crushers. Jesus. 2 more. Oh my god. How many plates am I gonna lose this time? Place your bets now. I'm hoping none. Oh, that was awesome. Whew. All right, should I do that one more time? Damn. Oh wow. Mm. Oh man, why are my triceps burning this bad? In a way, it kind of feels like I just hit them yesterday or something, or like 2 days ago. Maybe it's the infrequency. I'm only doing every other week, so they're starting to get um. Oh man, what's the word? It just escaped me. Just less familiar with training in general than isolating them, so they fatigue more and quicker. Whew. Oh my god. Okay, let's switch this out to a straight bar. Shred some weight off there. Do a couple more. Oh, admittedly, I don't use the straight bar a lot for my tricep work. So I really didn't, even after doing 3 heavy sets before that, I really had no idea what kind of weight I should do. That might have been just a touch light. Maybe I could have went one heavier, but for the most part, that's pretty good. So I'm happy with it. Triceps are on fire. All right, man. Let's hit some shoulders again. Okay, let's finish with, well, I need to say, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but some seated dumbbell shoulder flies. Um, I almost did the cables, but then again, I started thinking last week I did the cables, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, when I bunched chest, shoulder, triceps together, I did cable shoulder flies. So just for the sake of being different, having a little more variety, I'll settle with dumbbells. Not that it's even that much different. It's really not. Just the stability required is a little tougher. But for the most part, it's pretty much the same thing. But anyways, I got the 45s. Honestly, um, I don't know, 15 reps maybe. I really don't even know. It's been a while. Let's just see. Okay, that's actually, well, I don't know. I feel like my grip's going to be the limiting factor here. I could do the 50s though. That was around 20 reps. So if I go to the 50s, the question is, can my grip hold up enough so I can get a good 15 reps and then do it again, maybe get like 12 or so. Okay, let's try. Go ahead and try it. Ah, ah. Again. Let's do that again. All right, I wasn't planning on it, but let's do one more. My grip's starting to become a problem, but it feels too good, man. I want to try one more. Don't want to drop set. Kind of see where I'm at. Okay. I think I might be done. What is that? 7 sets of shoulders with 2 drop sets, so you want to count that as 9. 5 sets of triceps with a drop set, so 5 to 6, however you count them. That's good. Oh, I'm cooked. Uh, Shoulders done. Triceps. Let me look at this. You guys see this shit? Look at the cameras. I got goosebumps because the workout was so good. Here they come again. I don't think the camera's picking it up, damn it. But anyways, triceps feel a little better, but with how they felt after just 2 sets, and I went on to do 3 more to drop set. I'm not doing it anymore. So yeah, I'm done. Fucking done. And I think I'm not even gonna lose the shirt again. I've been doing that a lot lately. I don't want to make it a habit, especially now that I'm cutting, well, pretty much cutting, and not a full-on bodybuilding, trying to get stage ready cut. But yeah, I don't want to make this a habit. But again, do I have to lose the shirt every time? Especially when it's shoulders and triceps. What I worked right here, shoulders, triceps. I mean, I don't have to lose the shirt for that. So let's get a quick little check. Oh man, I'm sore. That one extra day when I'll alternate 5 days to 6 days to 5 days to 6 days training. The week where I train 6 days, which obviously is this week, I feel it. Hopefully, just hopefully it doesn't carry over to next week. But I'll rest up tomorrow. Why'd I do that? I just spilled water everywhere. Anyways, I'll try to rest up pretty good tomorrow. Um, yeah, good workout. Good workout. I think I got a pretty good pump, and that is all you can ask for, right? I mean, really. So, go wrap this up with cardio. Um, and I forgot to even bring up, my shoulder was kind of bothering me at the start. It feels good now. It feels good. Now, that could just be the adrenaline. Um, but I think kind of opening up, pressing like that, definitely helped. Uh, I feel like sometimes I do so much bench press, and even when I do it, I try to bring the shoulder blades back and down like you're supposed to. But now that I've been doing dumbbells more, especially on incline, what I did yesterday, we don't have the racks for incline, so I got to start from the bottom, bring them up, get to my knees, kick them back, And when I'm kicking them back, I try to, retract as much as I can, pull the chest up as high as I can. But when you're sitting back with 145 pounds, you get it down in there. There's only so much you can do before you just got to start pressing. So maybe I'm getting a little too careless with that. Um, Whatever it is, I'm gonna try to figure it out. Uh, kind of tighten up the screws and fix it. Right. Um, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go do cardio. Shoulder feels better. So win-win today, as far as I'm concerned. All right, cardio. Like I said, for the fucking 10th time.